because this is certainly a lad I want to bring in. So you might have a chance to do with an offer around 32.2 million. So we're gonna go straight in with the transfer value of 29 million, because we don't want to pay more than we need to. So let's just put in the market value, and then we'll see what they come back with. So Emil Smith Rowe, nope, no, not happening. So let's give him 30 million, 30.5 million, and then see what they say to that. I'm definitely not willing to let Emil Smith Rowe go. He's too much of a talent. Okay, so they're not happy with that for some reason. Not sure what they're kind of after there. So we'll dip back in for him. But at the moment, I think it's way off. So this lad, I don't know who this one is. Who's this one? Honestly, I have no idea who that is. It doesn't look like anybody I know. I have to wait to see. I honestly can't think of who that is. Who is that meant to be? That's Lakonga. Okay, cool. Not sure why he's got a mohawk going on. Definitely know what happens in real life. See, now that we're very short in that midfield area now. I've done that actually in hindsight. We're very short in there. So that probably needs to be the focus. How much money have we even got left? Current budget 46 million. That probably takes Ndicka out of the equation. Okay, so we need to. Have we got midfield on here? Yeah, Wilfred indeed, he could be a good shout, but let's have a look. We need a midfielder. So how do we do the instructions? This one, isn't it? Edit instruction. Okay, so let's go to defensive midfielder. Again, not retirement age, preferably. So I want them at least 26. Attributes. Promising. Yeah, just a promising defensive midfielder. Do they have anybody of that caliber? Okay, so let's have a look in here and see what we've got going on. Wilfred Ndidi is a very interesting option. Again, not what we need, I don't think, in real life, but Aaron Ramsey, way past his best. I don't want to see him back at the club. I've got a lot of love for Aaron Ramsey. Big game player, incredible player in those key moments. A lot of very, very important goals for us, but he is way past his best, and I know there's a lot of fans who's kind of wanting just to bring him back in because of who he is, but it's not the time to do it. I mean, what we've got going on here is perfect. There's a lot of young, up-and-coming players who are on minimal wages. That's what Arteta's set, and that's a precedent that I want to stick with. So Ramsey is not the man for me, and I'm glad that Arteta seems to think in the same way. Okay, so we might have to come back to the defensive midfield a bit, because I don't think they've completed that search yet, but I'm not getting John Joe Shelby in. Not getting Lord Voldemort lookalike in, unfortunately. Okay, so we have Wolves. Wolves away next. I mean, again, what are they doing? They're out to insult me. Martin Odegaard for 20 million and Bentancur. No, get out of here. They're trying to wind me up. They are taking the mickey. Okay, so what I think we should do is just get stuck in. Let's go straight for Wolves. So they won their previous game apparently because they're also on 3 points. As with the team management, let's get some rotation going because we want to play some lads who didn't get to play that last game. So we'll get Martinelli on the pitch. Get Ben White out there in for Gabriel, I think. Tomiyasu, give him some play time. Nelson, Smith, Zinchenko. Let's give Zinchenko a start. Get Tierney. We'll leave Tierney there. We'll probably won't need him. So what we'll do is we'll make some substitutions in this game if we're able to to have the luxury of doing so. If we're kind of in a comfortable position, then we'll bring on some of the younger players. Of course, we're loud. He has been in terrific form. 4 goals in 3 games. So here we are, right at the Molineux Stadium, Wolverhampton Wanderers. This is another tough and physical game. Why does that keep turning itself on? That's really frustrating. So obviously with incredible levels of strength and pace out wide, in the oiled up baby lotion machine, Adama Traore. But other than that, they're not... Oh, that's a penalty, surely? Hang on, we need to just have a quick look at that, because I'm pretty sure I've just been absolutely annihilated. Let's have a look at this. No, he did get the ball. He did get the ball, to be fair, I think. Did he get the ball? Is that a penalty? I think he misses the ball completely. Don't know. But I think that's probably a penalty early on. So Adama Traore just seems to be an Olympic sprinter, absolute powerhouse, with no kind of end product or any kind of talent, which is a big shame. Because, I mean, that man with end product would be Mbappe levels, purely because of the insane physicality. He's one of those players who just seems to get to where he is purely because of the physicality side of things, you know. He's almost like Usain Bolt. I mean, Usain Bolt was at Manchester United temporarily, or he wanted to be, but he was trying to get into professional football, wasn't he? But he didn't have the ability, as he is purely just a pace machine, and that's kind of how I view Adama Traore. But for me, the main talent in this Wolves side, Pedro Neto, he's a very young left winger. Again, another lad who Arsenal have been interested in real life, as we're looking to kind of bolster that left hand side. So we've had a look at Mudryk, had a look at Pedro Neto. But for me, I really want Rafael Leao. Probably not going to happen, but that's what I'm wanting. It's looking very much like Mykhailo Mudryk is going to be coming into the club. You know, he wants that move massively. On social media, he's kind of very active with interacting with the Arsenal fans, liking a lot of their posts, which is saying "Come to Arsenal." He's actually done an interview, interestingly, with Zinchenko's wife, who is obviously a fellow Ukraine international. And within that interview, they were talking about Arsenal Football Club, and I think it's clear that Arsenal is definitely one of Mudryk's preferred moves, so we shall see. I'm thinking, as of this current moment, there has been at least 2 formal bids for Mudryk, both turned down, unfortunately, because they're wanting more. I mean, I think the club have quoted that they want what they call Grealish or Antony level money, meaning 100 or 90 million pounds. As opposed to the 60 odd which Arsenal have offered. Now for me, he's not worth that 90 million pounds. I feel like we should be chasing a much higher calibre player. That was an awful shot from Martinelli, by the way. Really, really bad. We should be chasing a much higher calibre player for that kind of money. That's, for me, that's finished article kind of money. As I say, and if you can get Leao for an extra 20 million on top of that, I would much rather spend that kind of money on someone who's almost a guaranteed superstar, as opposed to spending that much money on someone who's really not played that many professional games, to be honest. He's not a confirmed superstar, you know. I feel like Rafael Leao is. I mean, we've seen what he's capable of, not only from Milan, but on the biggest stage of them all in the World Cup. Although he was used as a substitute for most games, when he did come on, had incredible output, getting himself a couple of goals just from the bench. And one of the things I love so much about Rafael Leao is the way he's kind of said that he's always playing with a smile. And it's true, whenever you watch him, even in the replays for those goals, just he's about to strike the ball, he's got a big cheesy grin on his face. He just seems like a bit of a character, you know. He's in the most positive sense. He's one that will kind of light up the dressing room. He'd be a fan favourite for sure. But I don't know how possible that deal would be and what kind of money AC Milan would be asking for. I know they're trying to negotiate a new deal with him currently, but I think he's in a bit of financial trouble with the club. I feel like there's some debt issues going on there, but you know, if that's something that a club would be able to pay off for him, that could be very beneficial for him, and it could kind of force his hand almost. Could be a big yes from him if he's kind of being offered a way out of his debts and a big move to the Premier League. I think that's kind of impossible to say no to, isn't it? So we'll see how that one progresses. But you know, that kind of player at Manchester City it'd be simply unstoppable. So it'd be interesting to see what other clubs are showing an interest in him. I think Liverpool are sorted now. Obviously, they've just signed Cody Gakpo for, I think it was around £60 million. So that's a massive signing for them. United have brought in Anthony for a lot of money. Cracking finish there from Gabriel Jesus again. So in terms of the big clubs, I think Chelsea have just spent 50 million on Raheem. They've just confirmed the deal for Christopher Nkunku. So for me, Manchester City or Arsenal is you know, the goal for Leao. And that's kind of what he needs to be looking at. Hopefully that's what his agent is looking at also. A big move to England for him to kind of seal his potential. Because I think him under the guidance of Arteta, we've seen what that's been like, how positive that's been for both Bukayo Saka and Gabriel Martinelli in just a couple of years. So Rafael Leao under that kind of tutelage would just be unstoppable. So that's why I want to see him so much at this club. But Mudryk, again, I haven't seen so much of Mudryk. He does look like a very, very promising young player. I think, you know, the kind of sample size of what we've got for him is limited. The potential is there. It's clear the potential is there, but again, it's a big gamble with him. He's not the finished article by any means. What I also want to see us kind of so as I say, I'm happy with the way Arsenal are progressing. Massively happy with obviously where we are in the league right now. But in terms of the transfer policy, focusing on the young players, the way it's kind of rekindled the energy around the stadium, it's good to be part of that, to see Arsenal back almost. Gabriel Jesus is lethal in this game. He's been incredible. So I think that's another brace for him. So he's got 2 in his previous game and a further 2 here today. He just seems to be unstoppable at the moment. So I think this would be the perfect opportunity to get the subs on. So Jesus, bad number 2. Getting Ketia on. Emil Smith-Rowe. Who else should we bring on? Reece Nelson. Give you some game time. I think that's all the subs we can make. I think you can make 3, is that right? Just check that. No, for some reason we can make a bit more. Not sure what's going on there. Unless that's the new rules. Is that the new rules? Not really sure how the new rules work. If anybody doesn't know how they work, please let me know, because I'm not entirely sure. Let's get Wagnerman on. And put Tomiyasu at centre back. That's the beauty of Tomiyasu. You can literally play anywhere across that back line. Obviously being incredibly bipedal as well, meaning that you can play with either his left or right foot to a almost natural degree. Very impressive talent. I think, trying to think of what manager brought him in. I think that was another Arteta signing, wasn't it? But certainly Wenger kind of ramped up that the transfer activity in that Japanese market. He was aware of what kind of players that Asian league was holding. See, we're talking about Adama Traore, now he's just gone and whipped that out. Definitely not something you see from him in real life. But I think Ramsdale needs to be doing better with that. That is, look at him. He's an absolute machine, isn't he? They've nailed that. Big props to EA for kind of player likeness, because that is uncanny. He's taking it well, but as I say, Ramsdale needs to be doing better than that. So he's eating into our lead a little bit here. It's 2-1. So we need to try and get another goal going. Get that lead back. Okay, so it appears we have Chelsea Football Club up next. It's a tough game, but we are more than capable, so we'll see how we get on that one. Good save. Jose Sarr. Jose Sarr should be a player that Manchester United looking at, a goalkeeper. So Messi brings that down well. Martinelli knocks that into the path of Emil Smith-Rowe. So we have a little bit of a bug in the top left here. So it's not the most polished game. You're still seeing lots of bugs. So we're quite far into the game cycle now, and there still are a few bugs. But on the whole, I don't know. I think I quite enjoy this. Definitely graphically incredible. They've really upped their game on that front. But EA kind of always have had that down. You've seen it in their NBA games, all that kind of stuff. Graphically amazing. UFC games are kind of detail is almost sickening to the point where you can see sweat pouring off of a man's head as he gets punched. Cracking finish there from Emil Smith-Rowe. That is lovely. He's very happy. So he's been a big loss at the moment for us Football Club in real life. Obviously with a big, I think it was an ankle injury where to the point he's had to have, maybe a knee injury where he's had to have surgery. That surgery has put him out of play for a long time, but he's now getting back into the game. And it's great to see that, because again, he kind of, when we were in that real dark time of Arteta just joining the club and results were really not going away, he was the one who stepped up, and same with all the other young lads who really grabbed these games by the scruff of the neck and dragged us to results, and which ultimately kept Arteta in the job. So yeah, and again, it just fits that philosophy of young, exciting, up and coming talent. So very, very good to see. So I think I've accidentally clicked on the post-match press conference here. Yep, so here he is, the Arteta lookalike. Not even a lookalike, fake Arteta. Jesus, Starman, very, very good. Couldn't have asked for more from him today. Again, just impeccable. It seemed a hard game to call. You must be delighted with the win. Were you always confident? Yeah, I'm pretty sure, but we were going to win that. Every single one of the lads was committed, so yeah, very good, very good. 3-goal win for Arsenal. Would you say you controlled the game? Not from start to finish. We deserved the goals, though, for sure. We deserved to win it. There was a little bit of a spell where we could concede. It was a bit rocky, but overall, absolute dominance. So, okay, there we have it. So let's have a look at the league table for now. Arsenal, where we should be, right at the top, maintaining that unbeaten run for now, with 6 points. Spurs also on 6 points, but appears everybody else has dropped some points so far. So Manchester City have dropped some points. Let's see, who were they even playing? Do we have that information? Yeah, so you can see Liverpool, Man City. So Man City got the win there, away at Anfield. Not how that happened in real life. I remember Liverpool scraped out a nice 1-0 win there. So who else did Man City play? So they got, unfortunately drew with Brighton and Hove Albion at home. So yeah, good results for us so far. So Arsenal and Tottenham leading the way, the North London boys. So we'll leave it there for now. So thank you very much for tuning in. We will be back very, very soon. Obviously, I upload daily content. So if you enjoyed it, drop it a like and give us a big fat subscribe. Thank you very much.